Hello, we are The Promise of Love, bringing to you The Love Effect.
A podcast that brings you real insight and real stories about real relationships.
Welcome back. This is Rob, and today I'm taking Winona completely by surprise. She doesn't even know the topic today, and I don't know if we even have the same opinion on this.
That's a good thing.
Okay, so when I was in my singleness, one relationship in particular made me really ponder this question. I asked my men's group, I asked Facebook, I asked myself, what is love? So today, honey, that's the question I have for you. What is love?
Well, love, the way I look at it, love is between a man and a woman, of course. When you're looking for love, you are looking for that person that has the same heart as God. That's most definitely the first thing that you need to be looking at and looking for in a person. If they don't have that quality, from my perspective, then it's on to the I can't say on to the next person. I basically would say wait for what God is, the person that God is going to send to you.
So when you say someone who has the same heart for God, you're talking similar to yourself.
Oh yeah.
If you do have a heart for God and you find someone who also does, then
that's a wonderful relationship.
Well, it's interesting that you go in that direction, because one of my Facebook contacts, they gave me the almost cliche response of love is God. And I said, well, that answer to me, that fell kind of short of the answer, the insight that I was looking for. Yes, God shows us love, but our English language is far too deficient for that phrase to provide the insight that I was looking for. God shows us agape love, which is a selfless, unmerited, universal love. But there's also eros, which is a romantic and passionate love. There's also philia, that brotherly love, loving your neighbor. So is that what you mean when you say, I love you?
I mean, you can say that, yes. Like you just broke it down. There is different types of love, and you just broke that down, of course.
Okay.
So that's going back to then what you're saying in the beginning, the love is between a man and a woman, correct?
No, that's what you said. Let's go with that.
Okay, okay, sure. Because you didn't say.
I just asked, what is love? How do you know when you love someone? When you meet someone and you get to know them and you decide you want to say those 3 words, I love you. What do you really mean? And how do you know when to say that?
Oh, wow.
If someone says to you, I love you, how do you receive that? It seems to be so dependent on context. Someone could say, I love you in the heat of the moment. You just got off this crazy roller coaster and you survived. And in that rush, that heat of the moment, you say, oh, I love you. And it's really just a moment that took you over?
Yeah, because at that moment, a person could say that and don't even really mean it. So, yeah, it's just...
Or it could be well thought out. Not quite so romantic that way, but is it more heartfelt? Is it more meaningful if it's thought out that way? If you've pondered it and thought about, okay, this is what I really mean. It takes all the fun and romance out of it, doesn't it? Isn't it more romantic to just be walking along in the moonlight and your hand is snatched and you look into his eyes and he says, I love you.
That is nice and romantic, but you also need to know deep down in your heart and that you know that person loves you. Anybody, just like you said, can say, oh, I love you, but do they really mean it?
So whenever I first said I love you to you, I had thought it out. And of course, after I thought it out and I knew what I was saying, I waited for the right moment.
Mm-hmm.
But then there was not some might consider the obligatory response. You did not reciprocate in the moment.
No, I did not.
Tell me a little bit about that and that decision and what made you actually decide to finally say it when you did.
Because we had been together for a little bit longer. After you said I love you way sooner than I said it. So my feelings were different at the time.
feelings were different.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So that relationship that I had talked about that made me ponder this question, it made me realize something. And it's something that kind of takes some guts to admit. You see, I admitted this to my men's group, that I was not particularly attracted to that girl. It turns out I was rebounding and I loved the attention that I was getting. I didn't particularly love the person who was giving me the attention. So for real, that was more of a self-centered and merit-based love, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when things got rough in that relationship was over. It was because there was no pragma. Pragma is a committed, long-term, enduring love. So honey, have you ever felt love, or have you ever received love without it being that long-term, enduring love?
Like?
I don't know, someone that who you thought loved you and they were very quick to walk away whenever perhaps the relationship has served the purpose for them.
Several times.
Several times?
Mm-hmm.
So how can you tell, is there any indication that you might have that there is only a passionate love, the eros, but there's not the enduring and long-term love, which is pragma?
You know, I don't know.
Well, we do teach a course on this,
Yes.
Steps to Find True Love. And whenever we talk about finding true love, it does address that question, right? Because there is no easy answer to it. It's not something that was a trick question. I'm sorry, honey.
That's fine.
But to ask you to give a quick answer in a podcast, that's somewhat unfair because there is not a quick answer to it.
No, not at all.
See, the word love can also equate to passion and affection, selflessness, playfulness, and more. But true love always endures. When you can love despite the circumstances, when you can love amidst the enemy's advances, when you can realize that the best romance is any ordinary, heart-abiding thing that enhances the depth of your relationship with your love. And I hope that we all find a way to find true love.
Hey, thanks for tuning into The Love Effect. Respectfully, we ask you to hit that subscribe button to help us keep this going. And if you'd really like some detailed guidance on how to find and confirm true love, come visit us at stepstofindtruelove.com. That's www.stepstofindtruelove.com. Blessings to you.